Hi friends, welcome to the class of fluid mechanics. My name is Atul Bhattar and today in the fluid mechanics class we will see the topic which is buoyancy. What is buoyancy? Have you heard this term previously? What is the buoyancy and why we are reading this? What is the importance, significance? Why we are reading it? So the significance lies here. See, these are the balloons, air balloons you can say. The gas is filled inside. At the bottom there is some load, or you can say some substance, some luggage is there, or you human persons are there. Okay, they are flying above. Now see this statement carefully. What is written here at the bottom? Why do something floats and other things sink? Is it interesting? It's very interesting thing. Why some things they float and why something they sink? What is the reason behind it? Do you know the reason? If you know, write the reason in the comment box. Good. What is the reason behind this? The reason is nothing but you can say either Archimedes principle or buoyancy. Because of this, the some things like when you dip a iron ball or iron piece, it will sink. Similarly, when you make a boat, very long boat or ship, they will not sink. A small iron piece will sink, but a long boat, very huge boat, it will not sink. Here you can see these balloons are floating in the air. Balloons filled with gas, they are floating in the air. They are not sinking. So these all are because of the buoyancy. And behind buoyancy, there is the Archimedes principle. Now, what is this? We will see this in here. Now, objects immersed in a fluid experience a buoyant force. Any object which is dipped or immersed inside the fluid, it will experience the buoyant force. Now, what is buoyant force? The buoyant force is nothing but it is equal to the weight of fluid displaced. Now, suppose you are taking a substance whose weight is 7 Newton. You are inserting it or immersing it inside the fluid. Let the fluid is water. What will happen? How much amount of weight is there, or you can say how much amount of weight is displaced. The if you will immerse something, suppose you are taking a glass full of water. Now if you are inserting a pen or pencil, what will happen? As the you are inserting the pen, the some amount of water will raise and it will come up to top and then it will flow outside. Correct? So what you are doing when you are inserting some object, some amount of fluid is displacing. Right? So the buoyant force is equal to the weight of fluid displaced. So how much amount of fluid is displaced? You will calculate its weight. That will be equal to the buoyant force. Suppose you are inserting, you are taking again a jar or glass full of water. Now you are inserting your fingers or your hand. What is happening? So the water level will rise, and after some time when it will come up to top, it will come outside. It will flow outside, or the water will fall outside. Okay? So the fluid is displaced. So how much amount of fluid is displaced from its original position? You measure it. That will give you the buoyant force. Now this is the example, same thing. First see this left part. It is full of water. Okay. Now in second case you are inserting a solid object. This gray color is some solid object. You are inserting it. Okay. So how much weight of this body or volume of this object, same amount, some volume of water will be displaced. This body will occupy the space inside the water, inside the beaker. So thus that much amount of space will be vacant. There will be no water, there will be only solid. This much volume will be of solid only. So in this much volume there will be no water. Correct? So the volume of water will be displaced will be equal to the volume of solid object. Right? Now do the force balance. Now here the weight of body will act downwards. Weight is nothing but mass into gravity, m into g. So weight of the solid body will be mass of solid into gravity. Now mass you can write as density into volume. Why? Because density is nothing but mass per unit volume. Density is mass per unit volume. So mass will be density into volume. Correct? So this is a weight acting downward. But a buoyant force will act upward. How much? Equal to the weight of water displaced. Equal to the weight of water displaced. So here this weight is weight of solid, this buoyant force, this is weight of water, liquid. So same thing, just in place of mass of solid, here it will be mass of water. Similarly here density of solid, here it will be density of water. So this is the force balance. So the balance force is equal to the weight of the what solid. So this is the Archimedes principle, correct? And buoyancy force. So you came to know important thing that buoyancy force is equal to the weight of displaced fluid. And because of this buoyancy force, if the buoyancy force is greater than the weight of liquid or weight of solid, or you can say weight of object. For common term or general term we will say object. If buoyancy force is greater than the weight of object, the object will float. Why? Because buoyancy force is acting upward direction. But if buoyancy force is less than the weight of object, what will happen? The body will sink. Right, my friends. So, as we have seen here in the previous slide, two forces are there, weight and buoyancy force. If buoyancy force is more, the body will float. If buoyancy force is less than the weight of object, the body will sink. So, same thing is written here. Now, center of buoyancy means the center from where the buoyancy force is acting. As in the case of gravity, center of gravity where the body weight is acting through which point, that is center of gravity or center of mass. Like this, there is center of buoyancy. We have seen center of pressure in the hydrostatic forces, from where the pressure is acting. Similarly here, from where the buoyancy will act, it is center of buoyancy. Correct? Now take the two examples A and B. What you can observe here, in case A, what is happening? What is happening? Let this CM is center of mass, from where the body weight or gravity force is acting. Gravity force always act downwards, buoyancy force will always act upward. Okay? And this is CB is the center of buoyancy, from where the buoyancy force will act. Now these two forces will try to make a couple or torque. They will make a couple or torque. Okay? So how it will try to rotate? See this force Fg and this force Fb. How they will try to rotate the body? See carefully. This force is try to move this side, and this also try to move this side. So this is nothing but anti-clockwise. This combination of these forces will generate a couple or torque which will try to move this body in the anti-clockwise direction. But initially what you have done, initially what you have done, initially you have tilted body this side, means clockwise direction. Initially, you have displaced the ship on the clockwise direction, but because the forces, buoyancy force and the gravity force, they are acting in such a way that they are generating a couple on the anti-clockwise direction, opposite. So what they are doing? They are balancing the body. They are balancing the body. Body is nothing but force. Boat. Here the body is boat. So the forces are acting in such a way that they are balancing the boat. Now, figure B. See it carefully. Again, here also you have rotated it through clockwise direction. Now, see, FB is acting here upward direction only, and FG is also acting downward only. But if you will observe here, their places are changed. Now, how it will try to rotate? It will try to rotate in this direction. If you will see carefully, this force FB and FG, they will try to rotate the thing in, they will generate a couple or torque in the clockwise direction. And you have tilted your boat also in the clockwise direction. So both will aid. So what will happen? Your boat will sink. Your boat will sink. In case A, the boat is came to its original position or equilibrium. But in case B, the both are forces are acting on the same direction, so they are aiding each other. Because of which the boat will sink. Okay? So this is how what happens when the forces from it depends on the point of application. Here CM is below to CB, means center of mass is below to center of buoyancy. In second case, B case, what is happening? Center of buoyancy is below to the center of mass. So what you can say? For balanced condition, for the balanced condition, center of mass should be lower to the center of buoyancy. You can say center of mass or center of gravity should be below to the or lower to the center of buoyancy for the balanced condition. For unbalanced condition, center of buoyancy will be lower to the center of mass. So in any case, remember one thing, important thing. In any case, it is meta center, buoyancy, floating body, image body, any case. For equilibrium or for stability, the center of mass or you can say center of gravity should be at the below, lower position. Okay. For example, you can see the Formula case, race cars. You are seeing the racing cars, Formula cars. Their base is very much low. The clearance or the distance kept between road and the bottom of the car is very less. Why? To maintain the stability. That is the reason. So if you want to make the stability, make the center of mass as low as possible. But not very much possible. Very much below. Why? Otherwise, it can cause damage also. If there are jerk, there are bumpers, speed breakers, it will cause damage also. Okay. Now, is it clear? The same thing is written here. Now, numerical based on it. Find the apparent weight of a 60 kg concrete block when you lift it underwater. The density of concrete is given this much. Apparent weight. What is an apparent weight? It is not actual weight. It is not actual weight. Now, how you will find this thing? See, this is the block, concrete block. Density is nothing but mass by volume, or you can say volume is equal to mass by density. Correct? Now, weight will act downside, and buoyancy force will act upward. Okay, and The weight is nothing but m into g. Now net force. Net force will be mg minus fb. mg minus fb. And this will give you apparent weight. This difference will give you apparent weight. Now, what is the buoyancy force? It comes due to the displacement of the fluid. So, mass of displaced water into gravity. This will be equal to density of water into volume into gravity. Correct? Now, apparent weight. What will be apparent weight? mg minus fb. And fb is nothing but rho vg. So mg minus rho vg. In place of volume, we have substituted mass by density of concrete. Why? Because volume of water displaced will be equal to the volume of object. And so here we have written the volume of object, which is m by rho concrete. Put it here. So what you can do here, take the mg common, it will become this much. Okay. Now density of water you know 1000, density of concrete you know is given in the question. Put the value. And gravity 9.81, mass 60. Put all these things, you will get the apparent weight. Apparent weight will come around 321 Newton. This is how you will find the apparent weight. See, one more example. When you are in the lift and lift will go downside, how you will feel? You feel less weight, weightless. You can't say weightless, but your weight is somewhat less than the original weight. You feel like this? There is also the concept, this concept can be applied. So you will find the apparent weight. Clear? Now, based on this, there is a numerical. So you can go through this numerical. In exam, this kind of numerical can be asked. What it is asking, find the volume of water displaced and the position of center of buoyancy for a wooden block whose width is given 2.5, depth is given 1.5. Okay, so dimensions of the block are given 2.5 and 1.5. Now the density of wooden block is this much and its length is this much. About wooden block, the density is given and the length is given. You have to find the volume of water displaced. What you are doing? You are inserting this wooden block inside the liquid. So how much height it is going? Either it is floating or it is immersed inside or it is sinking, you don't know. So we are taking assuming it that it is floating and this height is how much it is inside, depth of this object inside the liquid, depth of the object inside the liquid, we are assuming is it as h. Okay. Now weight of block, it will be rho into mass, density into mass. Or wrong? What is weight? M into G. I was checking you peoples. You are sleeping or concentrating in the study? Weight is nothing but mass into gravity. In place of mass, it is rho into volume. Put the values. Density of block 650. You are finding weight of block. So density of block and volume of block. Volume how you will get? You know width, you know depth, you know length. Put all these things, you will find, multiply all these things, you will find the volume. So from here, put the volume, density and value of C, you will get the weight of block. Clear? Now weight of block will be equal to the weight of water displaced. Weight of block will be equal to the weight of water displaced. So weight of water displaced is how much? This much. You have just find. Now, relationship between weight and volume. Volume of water displaced, it will be equal to weight upon weight density. Weight upon weight density. Weight density is nothing but rho by volume, or you can say weight by volume. Weight density is weight by volume. Mass density is mass by volume. Mass density is mass by volume. Weight density is weight by volume. And you have to find volume. So it will be weight of water upon weight density of water. Now, weight of water is displaced is just now you have find, and weight density of water rho into G. Rho into G. From here you will get the volume of water displaced. Correct? Now, volume of water displaced will be equal to the volume of wooden block inside the water. Volume of water displaced will be equal to the volume of wooden block inside the water. How much amount of wooden block is inside the water? That much amount of volume of water will be displaced. So, you have just calculated the volume of water displaced, and you know volume of wooden block inside the water. 2.5 into h, you don't know this depth, you have to find this, into length is 6. Put all the things, solve it, you will get the value of h. So you are getting h equals to this much. This is the depth. Now, what is the center of buoyancy? Center of buoyancy is nothing but half of the depth of object inside the water. Half of the depth of object inside the water. Okay, so just half, do half of it, divide by 2. You will get the center of buoyancy, location of center of buoyancy from the base. From the base, this much. Correct? I hope it is clear. This kind of question can be asked in the exam, theory exam as well as competitive exam. You should know this thing. Thank you for today's session. I hope everything is clear. So, I will say bye to you and we will meet in our next session. Till then, goodbye.